All right, let's check in with the listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Listeners, remember you can always reach us at the email address gamescoop@ign.com, just like James Glass did. James is worried. He's worried that next-gen graphics might be too realistic.
Man, it's all too real. I can't take it. It's too real.
He says, I had an epiphany after finishing Infamous Second Son.
Epiphany.
While I can't deny the game is beautiful, there isn't anything about its graphics that really impressed me.
Really? Interesting.
Between this game, The Order 1886, Watch Dogs, Destiny, Battlefield 4, Witcher 3, Dragon Age, Deep Down, The Division, most AAA games are starting to look the same. Last gen, Gears of War actually had a unique style, even though it was all gritty. But these days, it seems like Nintendo and indies are the only ones really experimenting artistically. Am I the only one bothered by this?
I don't think you need to have an exaggerated or sensationalized art style to be interesting. Like, The Division looks incredible to me because it's, like, yeah, it's a hyper-realistic thing, but it's all about character designs and the aesthetic of the world. Like, you have this New York City that's dim and dark and has all this detail of, like, just rubbish everywhere, and things are just overgrown, and that kind of stuff looks really interesting to me, even though it is vividly realistic.
Yeah, and I don't think I agree that Infamous and Witcher 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition all look similar.
No, not at all. I don't agree with that either. The only thing that sticks out to me is, isn't it James Glass, that's his name?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the fictional boyfriend of Jan Brady?
Is it James Glass?
It was right. It was
I remember it's something Glass.
Yeah,
wow,
okay.
you're right.
Just a little Brady Bunch reference for you, that's all.
Say hi to Jan for us.
I don't think I agree either, but James does have a point in that, you know, if you're making a game set in the real world, if you're making, you were talking about this, if we were making a very, like, military shooter, for example, like, the more realistic you make them, by definition, aren't they going to start looking more like...
I think there is something to be said for that. Maybe
like,
with first-person shooters, like Call of Duty and Battlefield. Sure, maybe.
They have less room for, you know, individualization and personalization. I think that's an opportunity for really art design to shine through. You know, if you have, if graphics technically are reaching this plateau where, you know, humans look like humans, trees look like trees, you know, the way that you can differentiate yourself is in the actual art design of your world and, you know, your space. Like, Seattle's set in Seattle, but come on, like, they take liberties with it and do things to make it look gorgeous and interesting in a way that, you know, a real city might be a little bit more mundane.
Yeah, I mean, Infamous, especially with Seattle, like, a venue we all know and love in Seattle is the Crocodile. Looks completely different in Infamous.
It's not nearly as big as it is in the game.
Sensational, it's right there. This is not the Crocodile, but we love it.
Beautiful design.
So I do think that that is an opportunity, you know, in a game like The Witcher or whatever, like you said, character designs where, like, yeah, this is a person, but it's almost more like a movie, where, like, if a movie is obviously set in, you know, the real world, or many movies
look
are,
too real, man.
But, like,
I can't take it.
With their sets and costumes and lighting and angles, you can still set a mood and, you know, make two movies or even shot in the same building or in the same space look completely differently.
Yeah.
And so video games are going to, you know, start hopefully getting better at that sort of art design now that they have.
If there are talented artistic designers, you know, watching over the project, for sure.
Sounds like we respectfully disagree.
Or maybe we can just reassure him that maybe he doesn't need to be worried so much.